In sciences, we carry out experiments and errors occur. No experiment is actually perfect. So, experimental error has to do with the difference between the measured value and the true value or the accepted value of a physical quantity. Errors can be as a result of faulty instrument, even human factor, environmental factor, and all that. So, I can say experimental error is equals to the measured value minus the true value. So if we assume that the measured value, for example, is 49.6, as you can see from the screen, and the true value is 50, what is the experimental error? It's 49.6 minus 50, and that gives you what? Minus 0.4. Why is it important to study experimental error? It determines the accuracy of measurement and also improve experimental method. It helps to evaluate the validity or reliability of results, and it also compare results from different experiments. It helps us to understand the limitation of measuring instruments. And finally, it reduces uncertainty in scientific investigation. Let's talk about the types of experimental error. Experimental error are mainly classified into three major types, namely systemic error, random error, and gross error. Let's start with the systemic error. Systemic error occur in the same direction every time measurements are taken. Now, they are repeatable. It occurs the same way every time measurements are taken. They can cause measurements to be consistently higher or consistently lower than the true value. This error may be caused by poor experimental techniques, faulty instruments, or even environmental effects or factors. What are the characteristics of systemic error? They are repeatable and predictable. They affect accuracy. They are difficult to detect without calibration and can be often corrected. Let's highlight the cause of systemic error again. Systemic error can be as a result of instrumental error, environmental error, observational error, and or even theoretical errors. How do we reduce systemic error? Number one, calibrate your instrument regularly. Use proper experimental techniques. Avoid powerless error by reading skills at high level. Use more accurate instruments and control environmental conditions. The second type of experimental error we're going to discuss is the random error. Random error are irregular and unpredictable variation in measurement. They occur due to uncontrollable changes in experimental conditions. Sometimes measurements are slightly higher or other times they are slightly lower. For example, a student can measure the time of oscillation of a pendulum several times and get several values. This is as a result of variation in human reaction time. There is slight difference in reflex. You may stop the timer or even begin the time at a fraction of a second too early or too late. Let's talk about the characteristics of random error. Number one is that they are unpredictable. Number two, they affect precision, cannot be completely eliminated. However, they can be reduced by taking many readings. How do you reduce random error? As I said earlier, it is reduced by taking repeated or many readings, use the average value, use sensitive instruments, and improve experimental setup. The last kind of error we're going to discuss is the gross error. Gross error are mistakes made by the experimenter. They are usually caused by carelessness or incorrect procedure. Example include recording wrong readings, using wrong formula, misplaced decimal, or even incorrect calculation. How do you reduce gross error? Number one, work carefully. Ensure you repeat experiment, double check your calculation, and maintain concentration during measurement. This is the end of the lesson. Thank you for watching.